Did we get to Kafka? Oh no, we're getting to Kafka soon. But first, we have Jing Liu. Not gonna lie, I haven't even done her story yet. I think she's fine. Maybe here, like with Fuxuan. Maybe slightly above Fuxuan. I think she's fine. I think she's cool. She's okay. Kafka, something about her unnerves. Like something about her is similar to Jade makes me uncomfortable. I don't know what exactly it is. Do I? Okay, hold on a moment there. Surprisingly, I want to put her lower than Jade. Huh. Maybe it's the design? I don't know. But something puts Jade above Kafka for me. Interesting. For now, I'm gonna, surprisingly, unexpectedly, put her below Jade. Lingsha. All I know of Lingsha is what we've seen of her in the Xianzhou interlude. And from that alone, I like her. I think her attitude is kind of fun. I kind of like her attitude. And she... Okay, hear me out. I don't know too much about Lingsha yet. But from a first impression alone, Lingsha does low-key give me big sis vibes. And that, in female characters, is one of my types. I would have to learn more about her. From the cutscenes we've had of her in the Xianzhou quest, I'll put her somewhere here with Fei Xiao and Bronya. Luocha! First man that is not gonna be up here, simply because we don't know too much about him yet. I think I would put him somewhere here? A man that is below 8. Scandalous. I think it's mainly because, like, all we've seen of him is his little appearance in the Xianzhou arc. And past that, we literally never saw him again. He was just mentioned with Fugue's story, which I'm still low-key upset that they didn't even show us Luo Cha when he brought Ting Yun to Ruan Mei and whatever they talked about. Like, they showed none of that, which I think was kind of a waste. Unless they planned to do it at some point, but... Luocha, we just don't know enough about him yet. And I don't have him, so I haven't ever really thought of reading his story either, so I guess there's that. Luca! Well, up you go. And we're back. We're back to men at 8 to 9 out of 10. Yeah, no, I love Luca. I've almost finished the War Dance event, which did quite a lot for his character. The War Dance event definitely made me love him a lot more, and also understand why his path is Nihility. After the War Dance, his in-game path being Nihility actually kind of makes sense. Lynx. I like Lynx. Plain and simple, I like her. I think she's fine here. Somewhere around the Firefly Clara area. I think she's very cute. I've been catching up on HSR quests, emptying out my quest log, and one of the quests was actually, I think, hers? Or the one with her and Pela? And that one actually made me like her quite a bit more. So, you know what? Hey, let's see. Oh, March. She is going in this tier. The thing with March is, on the one hand, I like her, but she is also, like, she has her very infuriating moments. She has these moments where she's just like, I just cannot stand her attitude, so that really knocks her down. She's so insensitive sometimes and so inconsiderate. And it's not like, it's not a case where, like, you can excuse it because she's not a child. She knows what she's doing or what she's saying. Sometimes it's the things she says just rub me the wrong way. But despite that, I do like her. It's a little blurry, but she's somewhere in this range. Misha. Misha's okay. He's cute. Yeah, he's cute, and that's about it. I think he's just fine. Moze. Up you go, buddy. More than Luca, probably. Maybe more than Gallagher, even? See, he's voiced by Ben, and I love Ben. I might even put him above Jing Yuan, honestly. Listen, the fact that Jing Yuan is voiced by Sayu, but the fact that he's voiced by Ben really adds on to it. I don't know, I love Moze. I don't know if I'd like to part more than Moze. I don't know, somewhere around here. He's somewhere in the mid-range. He's like an 8.5-ish. Like an 8 to 9, somewhere in the range from 8 to 8.5, I think. But I would put him above these three, probably. Even though we haven't known him for as long as, like, Jing Yuan and stuff, or Luca, I don't know. His design, first of all, like, from the moment we saw his silhouette, I already knew that I was gonna like him. And his personality, I don't know, it fits. It fits. Natasha. Do I like her more than Acheron? No, you know what? I'm gonna move Acheron up here, and Natasha is going to be our new gatekeeper. I do love Natasha. A very motherly vibe. Again, the parental figures, they always have a special place for me. She is very mother. I'm putting Acheron up here, and Natasha is like right below. Pela. Maybe somewhere here? Along with Fei Xiao and Black Swan and Lingsha? I put her here. I like Pela. Listen, I am always a fan of a fellow author, a fellow writer. You know, my fanfiction spirit animal, spirit creature. I kind of want to see more of her, honestly. I kind of do. Qingque. Not a big fan of her. I might put her somewhere like here. Yeah, I think she's okay. No strong feelings towards her. She's alright. Rappa. At least somewhere up here. Do I like her more than Natasha? Honestly, I kind of think I do. Do I put Rappa in between Natasha and Acheron? I think I do. Genuinely, the 2.6 quest made me like her a lot. And I do like her general aesthetic. I love the pink hair. I think her rapping is very silly. I think the tuni is also very silly indeed. And I'm not gonna lie, not necessarily related to my judgment of her character. I want to see more of Rappa and Boot Hill. I want to see more Rappa and Boot Hill action. These two would have such a cute dynamic. Like the Boot Hill Rappa father-daughter headcanon lives rent-free in my head. I think it would be so nice and so cute. Listen, I just need characters for Boot Hill to dote on, to like fuss over. And I think Rappa would be a prime candidate. It'd be so, like they'd be so cute. But I think she goes, yeah, I think she goes up here. Rappa, love her. Not as much as Acheron maybe, but very close, honestly. Ooh. So this is the first character that I added that was not in this tier list, but I need to have him here. Mr. Reca. Get the fuck up here. He is so fun. Listen, I have a thing for insane characters, but not insane in the way that they just have no moral compass, but they're still, you know, calm and collected and calculating and whatnot. Not that kind of insane. That kind of insane, that's boring. That's boring. I want the unhinged, silly, and even pathetic kind of crazy. And that is what he is. Like, this man is so dramatic, so theatrical, so unhinged, but also kind of like a good guy. And his design is beautiful. I need this man playable like yesterday. I need him. If I E6 any character after Boot Hill, these three would be the next candidates. Oh, I love Reca so much. Genuinely, like, Reca made the 2.6 quest, the whole Slumber Nana quest, so much more enjoyable. I already did quite enjoy myself, but just his presence and his little comments added so much to it. And I need to see him again. Robin! Ooh, you know what? I might do it. I might put Robin in the top tier. That does not necessarily mean that I love her more than the first 3 to 4 characters on here. I love Robin in a different way. Robin honestly kind of reminds me of Nilo. When it comes to female characters, my main patterns are like the big sibling or the big sisters, the motherly types if they're done right, also the batshit crazy insane ones, and the just very like soft, kind of silly, like Robin, like Nilo, like these types of characters. And I wouldn't say that I love her more than I do any of these guys. It's just different. Like, I love her, but in a different way, if that makes sense. So I think she deserves to be up here. I don't know where exactly I would rank her. Probably lower at the bottom, but she does belong here. Okay, a couple more interesting ones here. Ruan Mei. It's a shame. It is a shame that Ruan Mei's character did not leave a great first impression. And I'm gonna elaborate on this a bit more with the next character after her that's gonna come up. I was not a fan of her quest. Or I guess it was an interlude, but it was like centered around her. I was not a fan by the way that despite all that she did to the Trailblazer, the game still forces us to like be friendly towards her. Even after the drug she gives us wears off, we're still forced to be nice to her and to respect her. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of Ruan Mei. I feel like we should have the option to be more hostile towards her, but we just can't, even though we have no real reason to like her. I'm not sure of the exact phrasing, but that's what I mean. There are characters in this game where the game just like, you don't really have a choice. It's a little inconsistent how the Trailblazer treats certain characters in regards to like what they've done. Like there are some characters where we can openly express like either we can say we trust them, we like them, or we're a little wary of them. Like, I don't know, I think Kafka is one example where we can be like, we know she's important, but we don't have to, like the Trailblazer doesn't have to like her or dislike her. It's a little more complicated. With Ruan Mei, we didn't really get a choice. We just had to be nice to her no matter what and be understanding of her, even though like, at least from our perspective, there wasn't really much to understand. She literally put our life in danger. She made her little creations and just straight up abandoned them. Like it's... And meanwhile, there's other characters that, in comparison to her, are completely harmless, have never done us anything, really, and the game just forces you to be an asshole towards them. Such as the one and only Mr. Sampo Koski. First of all, 10 out of 10, maybe even right below Boot Hill. The way that the game forces Sampo hate is so weird and so frustrating. Because here's the thing. In comparison to other characters, like, Sampo has never actually done anything to us. He has never done us any harm that he hasn't made up to us within like a day. The only 2 times that I can think of where Sampo has actually gotten us into trouble was at the very start. We were walking with him towards Belobog and we got stopped by Japart, and that got us like under suspicion for being, you know, accomplices. What did Sampo do the very next day? Saved us when we got chased down by Bronya. Second one was the museum, when we found out that Sampo has been, what was it, like stealing relics and whatnot. Like he was up to some shady business, and we had the choice to like either like let him go or try to stop him. Either one, he just would have escaped. But then like the next day, he volunteers at the museum and helps out. This is another case of like Sampo is so heavily mischaracterized and misunderstood by people. The majority of time that people talk about Sampo that don't like actually just love him for who he is, they talk about him like he's some super shady scammer and like he won't hesitate to throw you under the bus if he wants to, but that's not even true. We've heard multiple sources that Sampo always repays his debts no matter what. Sampo, unlike the majority, if not all other masked fools, actually has boundaries. He has lines that he will not cross. And I'm not gonna lie, like the whole thing of like Sampo being a scammer and whatnot, listen, some of Sampo's victims are also just stupid as hell. They're all just stupid as hell. It's kind of like an Aventurine situation where like they just don't ask enough questions. I read recently like the one collectible that's like talks about Sampo's scamming victims, complaining about like the services that he claimed to provide and how they were, you know, taken advantage of and whatnot. Most of these are just people being dumb. Like if you try to use one of his products to do illegal shit, that's not his fault. It's like stuff like that. Sampo is way more harmless than the game wants to make you believe. Listen, I'll say it, Sampo is a pretty trustworthy guy. Like Natasha tells us that like he repays his debts. He repays every single of his debts. If he owes you a favor, he will make sure to repay you, no matter what. And Natasha has been working with him for years, so I trust her on that. Like she knows. I wouldn't even call him like a real scam artist, because here's the thing. Number one, many of his victims are just plain stupid. They don't ask enough questions, and then they complain when what they get is just barely what Sampo promised. Is it shady? Yes. Is it sneaky? Yes. Is it a scam? I wouldn't say so. The last Belobog event that we had with him, there was no shady stuff going on there. We brought him materials. He sold stuff. He made clear what everything does, and that was it. He is sneaky and very dodgy, but he's not nearly as bad as people make him out to be. At the very least, he likes the Trailblazer, and he would not scam the Trailblazer. That has been made clear on multiple occasions. There's even an idle text where he texts you and sends you like some like, I don't know if it's a link or some sort of like offer that clearly looks like it's for some shady marketing thing or a scam and whatnot. And you can actually choose to just be like, all right, sold, I want 10 of them. You can choose to play along and buy into it. And he'll immediately go like, whoa, wait, hold on, wait a moment there. You're not gonna ask me like what kind of scam that, like, he tries to stop you. Even if you try to buy into his scams, he's gonna be like, wait, hold on a moment there. That's not how this should work. I love Sampo. I love him so much. I forgot about that. Yeah, like, bro, Sampo's idle texts are so interesting. Like, that one is the one that sticks out to me. And this is what I mean when I say force Sampo hate. There is one idle text you get from him where he just texts you and says like, I'm tired, I want to quit. No humor behind it, like just a straight up, I'm tired, I think I want to quit. And the options, like the responses that you can give him are so mean. Like you can be like, oh good, like that's a good thing or that's a bad thing. But even if you go like, oh yeah, I think that's a good thing, it's like, oh yeah, it's a good thing. One less scammer or one less criminal to look out for. Which is fucked up one for one. And he like goes on to tell you that like, even if he wants to step out of the business, he can't. Like it's not that easy. Like he still has things left unfinished and he has, quote, mouths to feed, which I think is very interesting because I do not believe he would say that lightheartedly. Sample or when. And at some point, you just leave him. Like you can't even indulge him any further. Your only options are to be like, all right, cool, I gotta go. And leave him unread. Like Sampo hate is the most forced. It is so forced and makes absolutely no sense. I think the mouths to feed are animals, not people. I don't know why I think this, but it's the first thought that came to my mind. That would be interesting, actually, yeah. Like, I always assumed it would be people, but animals would also be interesting. Either way, I would just say like any living creature. Because Sampo cares about others. Out of all masked fools, he, I would say, is the least suited to be one. He's an actor, but he's an actor with morals. I mean, there is that theory that Sampo is a morning actor, which honestly would make sense. Plus, it's said that Aha doesn't, like that Aha just chooses, it just chooses its path striders and even emanators on a whim. So there's also a high chance of Sampo being a masked fool without even wanting to be. It's just so interesting. We need more Sampo. Okay, we gotta get through this. I knew this one in particular would hold me up so long. Screw him. I like him. Between Pela and Lingsha. Somewhere around here. Somewhere in the middle. 6.5. Well, actually, maybe here. Maybe here. Out of the Genius Society members, he is definitely the most tolerable one. Because he is just like very, very logical. His focus on just like pure logical conclusions, it's both a good thing and a bad thing because he doesn't act solely on like his own egoistical wants. But he also seems to lack a good chunk of like empathy. Yeah, analytical. That's what I was looking for, yeah. I guess he's very neutral. He doesn't present himself as very like sympathetic or empathetic, but he's not self-centered and whatnot. But I think that's fine. I think that's fine. I would kind of like to know a bit more about him though. Zela. I like her. Maybe somewhere along with Black Swan and Hanya. I think she's cool. I'm trying to think back to her interactions in Bellabog. There's also some Bellabog, at least one Bellabog quest that I haven't done yet that involves her, which might bump her up a little bit. Keep her next to a girl. You know what? Sure. Why not? Why not? Like, this is all like vaguely ranked at best within the tiers. So you know what? Fuck it. Next to Bronya she goes. Serval. 10 out of 10. That wife. I love her style. I love her personality. She's a literal big sister. I love her. She is so beautiful. I didn't think I need to say more than that. Just like everything about her is just wonderful. Second woman in the 10 out of 10 section. But again, as with these guys, or these, whatever, it's not that I love her more than these characters, necessarily. It's just different. Female characters are like on a different scale for me sometimes. Silver Wolf. Maybe bottom here. I do like her more than Misha. I don't know if I like her more than Hook. Maybe as much as. Somewhere around here, I think is fine. Again, I haven't read much about her story, but like my impression of her is kind of just a gamer. She's just a gamer. Adolescent or teenage girl gamer. Oh. Third one. Wife. 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 How can you not love Siobhan? Look at her. That is a gorgeous woman. and I love her personality. She does give off a very, kind of like a big sister, kind of motherly vibe, and I love that for her. I need her to be playable. She is lovely. Okay, not gonna lie. I recently went and had a listen to Sparkle's Japanese voice. I genuinely think that I like Sparkle with her Japanese voice acting more than I do her English voice acting. Like, her English VA is great, like, no doubt. But English Sparkle is just a brat. Japanese Sparkle seems like more, what do you call it? More like what I've been saying before, like the unhinged, somewhat childish kind of crazy, but not like bratty, like very giggly, I suppose. It's the best one I could like very cheerful, giggly kind of crazy, and that I actually quite like if it's done well. So you know what? Keeping Japanese Sparkle in mind, I think I can put her at least above these two. Yeah, she does get on my nerves. Like, anytime I see her, I'm like, this is the one to be distrustful of. Not Sampo. Sampo is completely fine. This one I cannot trust. But you know who you can trust? This one. Sunday. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Oh, above Danhang, below Danhang, above Danhang, below, above Danhang, I think? Yes. Above Danhang. I love Sunday. God. I love Sunday. 2.7 made me love him even more. I also love 1 week for that matter. I'm counting him and 1 week, and 1 week is a fucking treasure. So he goes up here, and I am so happy that he's gonna be with us from now on, or at least for a good while. I am so happy that we get to take him with us, and I cannot wait for more interactions between him and his new family, his new Astral Express family. So yeah, that's an easy one. Sushang, she's okay. No strong feelings. No strong opinion on her. She's okay. Topaz! Love her. How much do I love her, though, is the question. Somewhere here. Somewhere in this bunch. The Trailblazers. Both of them, love them. Silly goobers. I might put them at the bottom here. I think I might like Stella a bit more just because she's my MC. Although, I know they're technically the same character, but like, to me, they both give they still give off different vibes. Like, Stella is like the more chaotic, kind of daredevil sibling, while Kalos is a bit softer, if you know what I mean. They're both very chaotic though. Kalos, it's similar in Genshin actually, with Lumine and Ether. Like, Ether strikes me as the softer one, just like Kalos does in HSR. Like, he's so baby girl, you know what I mean? And girl failure, low-key. Speaking of baby girl, actually no, this is not baby girl, this is male wife. Velt! Oh god, put him up here. Next to his son. In between his sons. Love him. My first standard 5-star that I built, I believe. And I still use him to this day. And I still love him. Again, father figure. I think he's fine here. He's somewhere in this... Oops, he's somewhere in this range. Shui! She's fine. Maybe I'll put her at the top of your okay. I don't know too much about her, though. Yeah, I'll leave her here. There's like no strong emotion that comes to mind. Yanqing! The sun! I actually do like Yanqing quite a lot. Honestly, the war dance really improved my opinion of him. I loved his development in the war dance. So I'm gonna have to put him somewhere up here. I love that we get to see him grow. Like, he's doing his best. He's doing his best. He is learning, and I love that for him. Yukong! Wife! One more wife! Again, it's the mothers. It's the mothers. I think I can put her right next to... I don't know, Yukong has a special place in my heart because I've used Yukong a while ago. I've used her like as my main support. I low-key do want to use her again once I get more Eidolons of her. I have her at E2 right now, I think. I do eventually want to get her at E6 and start using her more. She was also the first character that I think she's almost maxed. I think she's 10 everywhere except for like 1 or 2 maybe? I'm trying to think if I don't want to put her higher after all. I don't know, I'll leave her here for now. And fine. The last one, thank God, because my voice is dying. I don't know if you can hear it, but my voice is, Yunli. She is okay. Her attitude in the war dance kind of annoyed me a little bit. She was a little too bratty for me. Put her next to Yanqing just to watch the chaos unfold. Unfortunately, I do not like her that much. She's okay. She's okay. I think I like Qingtre a bit more than her. I might like her more than Jingliu, maybe. But, yeah. I think this is a fine spot. Now, let's see here. Technically, we are done now. However, what we're gonna do now at the end is just go over everything again. Just go through the tiers really quickly and see if there's anything that I would wish to change. We're gonna start at the bottom. I'm leaving Jade up here. Kafka up here. Also fine. Sparkle up here. Yes, because I'm not a fan of her, but her Japanese voice acting actually it did improve. Like, I like her Japanese voice acting. I don't know what it is. She's too bratty for my tastes, but I wouldn't say that I straight up dislike her. It's like a mild disdain. That being said, I think I'm gonna have to move Ruan Mei down and possibly even Herta. Genuinely, I might also just be biased because I'm a ratio lover. Maybe that translates and makes me more biased towards the Genius Society. This tier now is fine, I think. This one, again, I'm not gonna be able to sort these like exactly. I think this is fine. Maybe I'll put Bailu and Qingtre next to each other. This tier, maybe I'll put Pela above Lingsha, just because I don't know enough about Lingsha. This is also all good. I'm surprised that Argentia is still at the top here. But I guess like these first 3 to 4 or 3 to 5 don't have like a concrete, like any of these could be at the very top here on any given day. So that's fine. And this list, also good. So I think we're done. This is what I'm gonna end it here today. My voice is ready to rest. This was a fun stream. Even though my voice is dying, this was a very fun stream. But yeah, stay safe, y'all. Take care. Have a lovely rest of your day or night or whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye!